You know, there's one question that has followed humanity around forever. I bet every single one of us has thought about it, maybe in a quiet moment late at night. It's probably the biggest, most universal mystery there is. So, what actually happens? Well, the honest answer is nobody alive really knows for sure. But hey, that doesn't mean we're completely in the dark. We've got clues, you know? Clues from science and clues from all the stories we've been telling each other forever. So let's just dive right in. First, we're going to look at what science can tell us with certainty. You know, the biological nuts and bolts of the body shutting down. And then we're going to get into the really mysterious part of the question, where science kind of hands off the baton to philosophy. Okay, so let's start with the hard facts. From a strictly biological point of view, death isn't like flipping a switch. It's not one single moment. It's actually a process, a whole sequence of events that we can predict and even watch happen. And that whole shutdown sequence, it all starts right here, in the brain, the command center for, well, everything that makes you, you. Think about it. Your thoughts, your memories, your entire personality, it's all in there. So naturally, when the process of dying begins, the brain is the first system to start powering down. And man, it happens fast. We're talking seconds. Within just seconds, those electrical storms that are basically your thoughts and your consciousness, they just fade out. Then, in the next few minutes, the heart stops pumping, blood isn't moving anymore, and your cells are just starved of oxygen. And from there, over the next few hours, those cells start their final quiet process of breaking down. So the big takeaway from a biological point of view is this. Your body, which is this incredibly complex machine, right? It just rejoins the great natural cycle. It's a return. It's the exact same thing that happens to every single living thing on this planet. But that's not the whole story. Not by a long shot. In fact, this is where things start to get, well, a little weird. We're about to step away from the certainties of biology and walk right into a really fascinating scientific mystery. Yeah, because right at the very edge of what our instruments can measure, something pretty remarkable seems to be going on. This is that moment where our nice, neat, concrete answers start to, well, dissolve into some really compelling questions. So, get this. Just as the brain is supposed to be shutting down, some research suggests it doesn't just go quietly into the night. No, instead, it might let out one final, massive burst of organized activity. Kind of like a final hurrah, an electrical last stand. And this idea, this theory, it might just explain something you've probably heard about before. I mean, you know the classic stuff people report from near-death experiences, right? That brilliant white light, the whole life flashing before your eyes thing, or just this incredible feeling of peace. So the question is, could that final surge of brain activity be the biological engine driving these really profound and honestly, surprisingly common experiences? And this gets right to the heart of the scientific debate. On one side, you've got what you could call the neurological fireworks theory, that it's just the brain's machinery going haywire as it breaks down. But on the other side, you've got people wondering, could this be a glimpse of something deeper, an experience that pure biology just can't explain? And right now, science is still looking for that answer. And you know, that very debate is what takes us out of the lab and beyond the realm of pure science. It leads us right into this huge landscape of human belief, philosophy, and all the stories we've told ourselves. This is where we come face to face with the great unknowns. I mean, for as long as we've been, well, we've been trying to make sense of this. And the result isn't just one answer. Oh no, it's thousands of different interpretations, all woven into the very fabric of cultures all over the world. And these ideas are just incredibly diverse. You've got beliefs in detailed afterlives, you've got reincarnation, the idea of coming back in a new form. Then there are philosophies that say it's just a peaceful nothingness, or maybe we transform into pure energy, or in a really beautiful idea that we just merge back into the universe again. And really, that's the heart of it, isn't it? The second we step past what we can observe with science, we're basically standing at the edge of one of the last great frontiers for humanity. There are no maps for what's out there. None. So, how do we put these two pieces together? On one hand, you have the cold, hard facts of biology. On the other, this profound, timeless mystery of what you actually are. Let's try to bring it all together. Okay, so here's something we know for sure, thanks to science. Death is not just an ending. It's not a period at the end of a sentence. It's actually a crucial part of a much, much bigger system. Just think about this cycle, right? Life happens, it flourishes. Then death occurs, the body returns to nature. All its parts go back into the system. And that process, right there, is what allows a new life to start. So the key thing to get here is that death and life are completely tangled up together. You literally can't have one without the other. And that kind of brings us to this final, strange conclusion. We can say with 100% certainty what happens to your body. It returns to nature. That's a fact. But what happens to you? You know, the consciousness, the personality, that spark. That is still the greatest, most fascinating mystery humanity has ever tried to solve. So we end up right back where we started, but maybe with a better handle on the question itself. We know what happens to the body. It goes back to nature. But what happens to you? That's the part science might never have an answer for. And you know, maybe it's a mystery we're not supposed to solve. Maybe it's just one we're supposed to live with.